Right now, somewhere in an airport, a train station, or a restaurant abroad, a traveler is making a mistake that'll cost them money they'll never get back. And the worst part is, they'll smile while it happens, because the mistake looks like a convenience. I've been traveling internationally for years, and I have made most of these errors myself. So today I'm going to walk you through 10 credit card mistakes that travelers make overseas, because a few of these will drain your bank account slowly, and at least one of them can leave you completely stranded in a foreign country with zero access to your money. Let's kick things off with the most widespread and sneaky trap out there. Picture this. You are standing at a restaurant in Bangkok or Rome or Buenos Aires. You hand over your card, the machine lights up, and it asks you a very polite question. Would you like to pay in US dollars or in the local currency? And for a split second, that dollar sign feels like a lifeline. Finally, something familiar. But here's the brutal truth. Choosing your home currency at a foreign card terminal is one of the most expensive buttons you can ever press while traveling. The second you do it, you activate a process called dynamic currency conversion, which essentially hands control of your exchange rate over to the merchant instead of your bank. The merchant sets that rate, and they pad it with a markup that typically ranges anywhere from 3 to 7% on top of the transaction, sometimes even higher. That might not sound catastrophic on a single dinner, but multiply that across 2 weeks of hotels, taxis, restaurants, and activities, and you are looking at a very real chunk of money gone forever. Always choose the local currency. Always. And here's a pro tip within the tip. Don't wait for the machine to ask. Tell your server or cashier up front before they run the card. Say something like, please make sure I'm charged in the local currency. Because sometimes workers will see a foreign card and automatically assume you want your home currency, and they'll switch it without even asking. This has happened to me more times than I can count. Getting ahead of it verbally takes about 5 seconds and saves you real money every single time. Now let's talk about something that protects you in 2 ways, but most people only know about one of those ways. Paying with your phone using a digital wallet like Apple Pay or Google Pay means your actual card number never touches the payment terminal. Instead, a one-time encrypted token gets sent through, so even if that terminal has been tampered with, whatever the bad actor captures is completely useless. It expires immediately. But here's the second benefit that almost nobody talks about. If your physical card gets lost or stolen while you're traveling and your bank issues you a new card number, many banks now push that updated number directly to your phone wallet automatically. That means within minutes you could be back to functioning normally. Instead of waiting several days for a replacement card to arrive at a hotel you may have already left. Speaking of card machines, here's a habit that could be silently putting you at risk right now. And it comes directly from differences in how different cultures handle payments. In the United States, it's completely normal for a server to pick up your card and carry it to a register across the room while you stay seated. In most of the rest of the world, that does not happen. The payment terminal comes directly to your table. You tap or insert your card right there in front of your own eyes, and you're done. So if you're traveling and a server takes your card and walks away with it, even briefly, that's a red flag. That's the window of time when a card can be skimmed or photographed or cloned. You're not being paranoid by asking for the terminal to come to you. You're being smart. Okay, now we get to the mistake that can literally trap you in another country longer than you planned. I once met someone at a co-living space in Mexico who had been stuck there for over a month beyond her intended stay. Not because she wanted to stay, because she had lost her only credit card and was waiting for a replacement to be shipped internationally from a smaller credit union. She had no backup. She was borrowing cash from strangers. One extra card stored separately in a different bag or pocket would have completely changed that situation. Always travel with at least 2 cards from 2 separate accounts. And when choosing which cards to bring, prioritize ones that charge 0 foreign transaction fees, because that standard 3% fee on every single international purchase adds up to a surprisingly large number by the end of a trip. If you're finding this advice helpful, do me a quick favor. Tap that like button and subscribe so you're always in the loop when I drop new travel insights. You definitely won't want to miss the tips we have lined up next. Here's something that doesn't get talked about enough. When you travel, you're entering card details into websites and booking platforms far more often than you do at home. You're booking new hotels, buying train tickets, reserving tours, sometimes from your hotel room, sometimes from a cafe, almost always on a Wi-Fi network you didn't set up and have no control over. Here's the thing about public Wi-Fi. Anyone with basic technical knowledge can create a fake hotspot. Name it something like hotel lobby free Wi-Fi and sit there collecting every piece of data you type through it. Your card numbers, your login credentials, everything. Using a VPN while traveling encrypts your connection so that even if you are on a compromised network, the data flowing out of your device is completely scrambled and unreadable to anyone intercepting it. Do not overlook this step just because it feels technical. It is one of the simplest and most effective protections you can put in place. Now here's number 6, and this is the one that can genuinely strand you. You may have heard the advice floating around online that American travelers need a chip and PIN card to survive in Europe. That advice is largely outdated now. Most staffed terminals in Europe and beyond have been updated to work fine with standard US chip and signature cards. Your card will work almost everywhere someone is physically present to process it. The exception, and it's a significant one, is unattended automated machines, train ticket kiosks, self-service parking garages, toll booths, gas pumps at unstaffed stations. These machines often require a real numeric PIN, which standard US credit cards simply cannot provide. And if you run into one of these at 11 at night trying to buy a ticket for an early morning train, you're genuinely stuck. The solution is straightforward. Carry a debit card that has an actual PIN assigned to it. This becomes your key to those automated machines. A card like the Charles Schwab debit card is popular among travelers, partly because it reimburses ATM fees worldwide, which brings us to another important layer of this. While your debit card handles ATMs and unattended kiosks, make your credit card the default for everything else. The reason is consumer protection. When a thief gets your credit card number, they're spending the bank's money. You dispute the charge, the bank investigates, and your actual funds remain completely untouched throughout the process. When a thief gets your debit card number, they're spending your real money directly from your account. Your cash is gone immediately, while the bank sorts things out. Credit cards also give you much stronger chargeback rights if a merchant overcharges you, fails to deliver a service, or refuses a legitimate refund. Use the credit card by default and keep the debit card as a backup tool. Let's bust a myth real quick, because a lot of travelers have spent money on a solution to a problem that essentially doesn't exist. RFID blocking wallets are marketed as essential travel gear, with the idea being that criminals are walking through crowds with scanners, secretly stealing card data through your pocket. In reality, documented real-world cases of this happening are virtually non-existent. Researchers have pulled it off in controlled lab environments, but the author of a well-known book on RFID technology has stated publicly that there are no confirmed documented cases of actual card theft using this method. If you already own one and it brings you peace of mind, great, but don't buy one specifically out of fear of this threat. The physical threat that's actually real and worth protecting against is the ATM skimmer. These are small devices criminals attach directly over the card slot of an ATM to capture your card data. They're usually paired with either a tiny camera or a fake keypad overlay to grab your PIN as you type it. Skimmers show up most frequently on standalone ATMs in convenience stores, tourist areas, and poorly lit spots with no staff monitoring them. Your safest bet is always a bank-branded ATM inside an actual branch. When that's not possible, physically wiggle the card slot before inserting anything. A skimmer is often attached loosely and will shift or come right off. Pull on the keypad edges too, and always cover your hand as you type your PIN. If despite all of this your card does go missing, don't immediately call your bank and wait on hold. Open your banking app right now and freeze the card instantly. Most major banks offer this feature, and it takes about 10 seconds. Critically, it's completely reversible. So if you find your card 20 minutes later stuffed in the wrong pocket, you simply unfreeze it and carry on. Calling to cancel is permanent and leaves you without that card for the remainder of your trip. One final layer to consider. Modern thieves do not always need your card at all. Think about what actually lives on your phone right now. Every banking app you use, every card you have loaded into your digital wallet. The freeze button we just talked about, all of it only works if you still have your phone. If a thief steals your phone and gets past your lock screen or grabs it when it is already unlocked, they have access to your entire financial life in one device. There's a specific setting on iPhones that is turned off by default that adds a powerful layer of protection against exactly this scenario. Most people have never heard of it and have never turned it on. Go check that right now before your next trip, because your card security and your phone security are inseparable at this point. Travel should be exciting and freeing, not a stressful exercise in financial damage control. Every mistake on this list is completely avoidable once you know it exists. Share this with someone who has a trip coming up, because there is a real chance one of these could save them a significant amount of money or a whole lot of panic.